It's always lovely to host you every Wednesday here at Digital Earth Africa. Greetings, leaders from the African continent and across the world. Welcome to today's live session, where we are going to be talking about how to develop a use case. I'm so excited for this topic, but equally excited to be introducing our presenter. She is no stranger here on the Digital Earth Africa platform and on these live sessions. She is the Earth Observation Data Scientist right here at Digital Earth Africa. My fellow colleague, please join me in welcoming onto the virtual stage Mpho Sadiki, speaking about Digital Earth Africa use case development. Mpho, the virtual stage is yours. Over to you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today for the Digital Earth Africa live sessions that we have every Wednesday at 11 a.m. GMT0. So today's session will be a very quick one. I'll be talking about developing a use case with Digital Earth Africa. So I'll guide you through how you can be part of the excitement here at Digital Earth Africa in terms of notebooks, how you can become familiar with the process of requesting a use case from the Digital Earth Africa science team. This is a very special or important part of the work that we do here at Digital Earth Africa because it represents the concept of co-development. Because you have an idea, you bring it to us, and we assist you to bring that idea to life through the use of Earth observation data and spatial data as well. So if you're familiar with aviation terms, you might think of it as you're the pilot flying and we're the pilot monitoring. So you just work on the use case while we guide you and assist you with that development. So today I'm going to take you through what you need to do to get in contact with us to request assistance with a use case. So when we talk about Digital Earth Africa's use case development, we want you to be involved in creating specific applications or scenarios that demonstrate how satellite data and geospatial information can be used to solve real-world problems. So think of it as us showcasing the practical solutions that are driven by Digital Earth Africa's treasure trove of data and cutting-edge tools. So like I said, the exciting part is that you're not alone. We are there as the Digital Earth Africa science team to guide you through the entire process. You just need to give us a few pieces of the puzzle. So if you give us the aim, the study area, the scope, the input data, what you expect to get out of your use case, along with any other information that may assist us, we will help you bring your idea to life. In terms of requesting a use case, those who are familiar with how it was done before, you had to go through GitHub to do it. And in order to make a request, which was an issue, you had to have a GitHub account. So you'd go onto the Digital Earth Africa Notebook repository on GitHub and then go to the wiki page where you would see instructions on how to submit a use case request. And that would tell you that you actually need a GitHub account to do that. So if you had a GitHub account, you just log in and then you'd go log an issue and it will bring you to this page where you just had to give this information, the title, the aim, the scope, the study area, and any other information. But we felt that doing this through the GitHub was like closing a door to, or rather locking a door to something so exciting that should be accessible to everyone. So we thought, rather, let's make it simpler and accessible to everyone. And we did think that if we just gave people a Word document to complete, that would work. But unfortunately, that was a bit tedious and it just didn't work well. So we came up with a new idea, and a very simple one, actually. So we decided to create a Google form. Let me see if I can actually drop I'll try to drop all these links to the Google form, to the repository, as well as any other links that I talk about here at the end of my talk, so you can have access to them. But we created a Google form that you can use to make a request. It's very simple, basic questions. It's very easy to handle. You don't even need a Gmail account to as long as you have access to the internet, you can just complete the form. So the form is available through this link, but we also have put it on our website. So if you go to the Digital Earth Africa website, so www.digitalearthafrica.org, and go to platforms and resources, and then training and help, you will be able to see that the new use case form is embedded in that, on that page rather. And if you click on the access the request form, it will take you to the Digital Earth Africa request form. I am going to stop sharing this presentation now and actually go to the form to go through it to show what you need to actually provide us with. This is the Digital Earth Africa form. As you can see, it's titled New Use Case Request. So you use this form to request assistance with the use case from the Digital Earth Africa team. And the information that we require is very basic. We want some contact information. So just provide us with the name of the person who's requesting or the person who will contact if it's an organization about this request, and an email address for that as well as a country in terms of from where you're making this request from. As I'm from South Africa, in this section, I would just choose South Africa as the country. And as you know, we do have English and French material. So if you prefer to liaise with someone in French, then you would have to choose French or choose English if that's your preferred language of communication. And then we have the description. This is where you'd give a description of the use case that you are working on, just a general idea. For instance, you want to look at how a water body is changing with time. You could just put that description there, say water body A in this area. I want to look at how it has changed with time, and any other information that you think would be applicable in terms of the description of the aim of your use case. And you provide us with a study area. It's a country, a region, or maybe you even have a specific latitude and longitude that you're looking at, or you even have a shape file or a GeoJSON file that you would like to attach to this use case to show us where you want to focus. That's also acceptable. The time period, as well as the preferred scale. You want to work at 10 meters, you want to work at 30 meters, you want to work at 250 by 250, you should just give that as well. Although that is not a mandatory field, you're not required to give the time period or the time scale, but if you want to, you can, as well as in any additional information that you feel would be necessary for us to understand your use case request. So when you make it, we would get a notification that you have submitted a use case request, and the next steps are then to review that use case. We need to look at whether it's feasible for us, or we are able to actually offer you assistance in terms of this use case. Do we have the capabilities to do so? And then assess the existing notebooks that we have. Perhaps this is an issue that we have already addressed in one of our many notebooks that we have in the repository or in the sandbox. And we want to identify the most suitable team member that would then assist you with this use case. So after that, once we've made that decision, we'll make contact through that email address that was provided in the use case request form, and give you sort of an outcome of our assessment. If we aren't able to help you, then we'll make that known. But if we are able to assist, then we'll arrange a meeting to further gain clarity in terms of the details of the use case. And then we'll conduct an in-depth discussion and look at the objectives, the study area, the data needs, and the desired outcomes. So we can also help you come to a final product in terms of your use case. Then if necessary, if you're not familiar with the Digital Earth Africa Sandbox, that is something that we would bring forward. We would introduce you to the sandbox and maybe even provide you with information about the introduction to the Digital Earth Africa Sandbox online course that you can do and get a certificate of completion thereafter. This is just to make sure that once you actually start working on the use case, you're not learning from the ground, but rather you have something to build on. And then the most important part is that this is a collaborative effort. Unfortunately, before we used to do these use cases and then give out a final output, but now we've changed tactics because we think it's more useful when the requester of the use case works with our support. Like I said, you would be pilot flying the use case. We would be pilot monitoring you while you fly the use case. So we'd be there to offer support clarifications, even if it's to help you create sort of like a skeleton use case notebook or a template. We would be there to do that. If you have issues with loading data, you don't know how to load certain data, you don't know how to do a certain operation, we would be there to assist you every step of the way. So that is the most important part. The science team is there to guide you. We're not going to execute the use case for you. We're rather going to empower you to actively participate in completing the use case. So you can have a look at some of the examples that we have in terms of use cases. So if you go to the Digital Earth Africa notebook repository at github.com//Digital Earth Africa, you see that we have a folder called use cases, and there are some examples there. You could actually also look at the real world examples folder, because those are in any case use cases as well. And of course, all these notebooks in this repository are automatically added into the sandbox as well. So if you open the sandbox, log in there, you will be able to see those examples as well. So in terms of creating a use case, that's all I have to say today. So please, if you have any idea that you want to work on, but you feel you're not confident enough to do so by yourself, or you'd require some assistance through the sandbox, please reach out to us, fill out the form, and we will reach out back to you after we've assessed and reviewed the request to see how we can best assist you make the final outcome or output out of your idea. So that is all I have to say in terms of that, but I would just like to remind you once again that we do have training courses. So please sign up and enroll into our sandbox classes or master classes if you're not already, if you have not already done that. And we also have self-paced videos, tutorials, manuals, exercises in French and in English that are fully accessible online and free as well. So please do that and get into Digital Earth Africa and learn more about the platform. And you can also learn more about the platform through our website, www.digitalearthafrica.org. Subscribe to our communities to receive any quarterly newsletters, and sign up to the weekly live sessions. But of course, if you're already here, you know how to do that. But for those who are watching this through on YouTube, please sign up for our weekly live sessions that we do, that we have every Wednesday at 11 a.m. GMT 0, alternating between English and French. And of course, you can also email us at info@digitalearthafrica.org. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. We know that you're probably working on a case, but you're needing some very specific support, and we're here to give that support to you. So please do complete the form. We will drop it once again in the description, and the team will reach out to you and assist you with a tailored solution. And we hope that you'll find this more useful and accessible, but please do reach out to us. We are here to support you in developing your use cases, because as we say here at Digital Earth Africa, we don't want to leave anyone behind. We certainly love connecting with our community of users. We do use these opportunities or these live sessions to also do that and not just impart information. And so we also want to connect with you. So For you to connect with us, I've now on the screen showing the ways that you can do so. Our website is www.digitalearthafrica.org. If you want to send us an email, now this is just a general email, this is not the use case email, it's info@digitalearthafrica.org. We're also on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube, Digital Earth Africa. And a reminder too about courses, the online courses that we have, they're on our website, learn.digitalearthafrica.org. They're available in English and in French. If a topic like coastlines interests you, we've just launched that this month. So if that's something you're working on in your research and you feel you need some information, why don't you go and register for that course? We have it in English and in French, and I'm sure that you will find it useful. But visit the website in any case, and I'm sure you'll find something in your line of work or studies. It's always an honor engaging with you. We host these sessions every Wednesday, alternating between English and French. Today was English, so next week it's going to be in French, hopefully the same topic, but we will let you know on our social media platforms, so please do connect with us there. Say thank you to everyone for joining today's session. It was so lovely to have you, to host you. Please come through again next week, but remember, this is not a secret society. So your colleagues, your friends, your fellow PhD students in your class, if you believe they will find these live sessions useful, please invite them as well so that they can grow and learn with us, because at Digital Earth Africa, we do not want to leave anyone behind. Until we meet again, which is next week, Wednesday, but in French, or in 2 weeks' time, which will be in English, please do take care and be safe and have yourself a good morning, a good afternoon, good evening, or good night.